Today, the topic of discussion is the carcinogenic agents or etiology of the cancer. So, here we will discuss the causes or etiology or the carcinogenic agents which are involved in the process of the carcinogenesis. So, this is the list of carcinogens which are involved in the causes of cancer or neoplasia or benign condition or malignant condition. So these are the list of risk factors which are involved in this process. These are the chemical carcinogens, physical carcinogens, infectious carcinogens, hormonal factors, genetic factors, nutritional factors, industrial factors. So these are all the carcinogenic substances which are involved in the formation of the neoplasia. So we will discuss briefly one by one these factors. So first of all are the chemical carcinogens. What are the chemical things which are involved in this process? These are we divide these chemical carcinogens into the following factors: alkylating agents, acylating agents, aromatic hydrocarbons, aromatic amines, natural plant products, nitrosamines, and amides. So in alkylating agents are involved are the cyclophosphomides and propiolactones. And acylating agents are involved are the acetyl imidazoles, and aromatic hydrocarbons are involved are the benzol compounds, and aromatic amines involved are the azodies, naphthylamines, and the plant products are the aflatoxins and betel nuts like palm, and nitrosamines and amides. These are chemical substances which causes the neoplasia or benign condition or the malignant condition. Now, what are the physical carcinogens? What are the physical agents which causes cancer? These are the ionizing radiations, and ionizing radiation are include the X-rays, ultrasound waves, and ultraviolet rays, radio isotopes like radioactive radiums and radio contrast dyes, and radioactive iodines, and nuclear fallout, nuclear substances like uranium. So these are the physical factors which are involved in this carcinogenic process. Now the third one is the infectious carcinogen, infectious substances. What are the infectious agents which are involved in this process? We divide these infectious agents into the following viral substances, bacterial, and parasitic. And viral, most commonly hepatitis B and C viruses, human papillomavirus, Epstein-Barr virus, human T-cell leukemia virus, and HIV virus. While in the bacterial causes are involved are the Helicobacter pylori. This is the bacterial cause of the cancer formation. And in the parasites included are the Schistosoma hematobium. So these are the infectious agents which are involved in the process of the carcinogenesis. The fourth one is the hormonal factors. Some hormones which are in excess amount also causes cancer or neoplastic process. These are the estrogen, anabolic steroids, oral contraceptive pills, diethylstilbestrol, and thyroid hormones. These are the hormonal factors, hormonal agents which are involved in the process of the carcinogenesis. Fifth one is the genetic factors. There are some tumor suppressor genes. Some are the familial genes which are involved in the process of the carcinogenesis, like familial breast carcinoma and breast carcinoma. When there is a mutation in the gene like BRCA1 or BRCA2 gene, the chances of the breast carcinoma is higher in those cases, in those families. And the other one is the polyposis coli gene. When this APC gene, this is the tumor suppressor gene, when this is absent, and these people are mostly prone to the colorectal carcinoma. Xeroderma pigmentosum, when there is abnormal DNA repair, a DNA cannot be repaired due to the Xeroderma pigmentosa condition. So this mostly causes the squamous cell carcinoma. Similarly, familial retinoblastoma, when there is tumor suppressor gene such as retinoblastoma RB gene. So when this is absent, and those people are most prone to the neoplastic condition, which is called familial retinoblastoma. So these are the genetic factors: mutation in the genes, hypoploidy, hyperploidy, and chromosomal abnormalities. So these mutations in ploidy, these are all the processes which are involved in the cases of the carcinogenesis process. Now, what are the industrial hazards? Industrial substances like asbestosis, silicosis, these also causes carcinoma condition. Especially these involves the pleura and lung. Now comes to the stages of the carcinogenesis, that how the carcinogenic process starts and how it causes the cancer formation. So we divide the stages of the chemical carcinogens or broadly carcinogenesis into the 3-4 processes. One is the initiation. Initiation is that process in which inciting agent, which we have described above in etiology, comes and its effect on the cell of the organ or tissue. So it to some extent the cell can adjust with that inciting agent, but if the exposure is excess amount or repeatedly exposure, then the process of the cell become abnormal and the process of the cancer initiation starts, or the process of the neoplastic neoplasia starts. This was the initiation phase, and the second was the promotion phase. In the promotion phase, like in the cell cycle, the more cell will be produced, and the cell cycle process will be the rapid from the normal. And one cell produce 2 cells, and then 2 cells will produce the 4 cells, and the 4 cells will produce 8 cells. This is the process of the proliferation of the abnormal cells. And the third phase, that progression phase. In the progression phase is the cell become autonomous. It does not need any type of the cell cycle. It automatically replicates itself and divide, and their number will increase, and at that place it will produce a mass, and that mass we will say that this is the neoplasia at that organ or tissue. And after removal of that organ by the microscopic examination, then you will see the picture of the cells, that either these cells are benign cells or malignant cells. On the basis of those cell morphology, you can say that the process is benign or malignant. And in the process of the carcinogenesis, some substances are directly involved, like some radiations, ultraviolet radiations, and some infectious agents which directly affect on the cells of the organ or tissue and make them neoplastic. And some substances are indirectly substances, like when you are exposed to some indirect agent like asbestosis, which like asbestosis or silicosis, which normally in normal amount it cannot cause any type of the cancer, but with the passage of time it can causes the change in the cell morphology and will lead to the process of the neoplastic formation. So these are some are the directly agents, and some are the indirect agents which are involved in the process of carcinogenesis. This is the process of the pathogenesis or carcinogenesis of the any type of the cancer, but here we have written an example of the pathogenesis of the lung cancer, but it can be applied for the any type of the cancer in the body. So the first process is the initiation, irritation due to carcinogenic agent. Then the process will goes towards the initiation process, proliferation process, and then carcinoma formation. And first you can say that this is the normal ciliated columnar epithelium of the bronchial lining or respiratory lining. And the inciting agent carcinogen is the smoking. Due to smoking, this normal epithelium will be replaced by the squamous type of epithelium or other type of epithelium. So when this epithelium is replaced by the other type of epithelium, the process is called metaplasia. So the second process in the pathogenesis of the carcinogenesis is the metaplasia. And then these metaplastic cells transfers into the dysplasia, and the dysplasia look to the cell features. The cells lining will change. Their NC ratio, nuclear to cytoplasm ratio is increased, and their growth is disordered. So this is called dysplasia. The third process is the dysplastic process in the cases of the pathogenesis. And the last process is the anaplasia. The dysplastic cells are replaced by the anaplastic cells. The cell will be pleomorphic, their NC ratio will be increased, and their nuclei will be prominent. So these are the anaplastic features. And after the anaplastic features, there will be the process of the carcinoma in situ, and after the carcinoma in situ, the process of the invasion. So when the anaplastic cells breaks this base membrane and involve the adjacent tissue, this is called the invasive process. But if the neoplastic cells are maintained within this capsule, this is called carcinoma in situ. These are the P53, KRAS, and CMYC. These are the some uncooked genes. Some are the tumor suppressant genes, and some are the uncooked genes. Like CMYC and KRAS, these are the uncooked genes. So they basically causes the process of the carcinogenesis. And the P53 is the tumor suppressive gene which blocks the process of the carcinogenesis. But when this P53 is suppressed, then these cells comes out from the capsule and involve the adjacent structure. So this is called invasive form of the cancer. So by these steps we can describe the process of the pathogenesis. Normal epithelium, which is replaced by the metaplasia, and after the metaplasia there will be dysplasia. After dysplasia there will be anaplasia, and after anaplasia there will be process of the carcinoma in situ, and then invasive carcinoma. So this was all about the pathogenesis of the pathogenesis or carcinogenesis of for neoplastic process in any type of the organ or tissue. Thank you.